Well, good morning. How's everybody doing? I hope you're well. Welcome to another episode of Meandering Outdoors. Gonna go on an adventure and do a little exploring. We're on that shoulder season. Fall's approaching. It's nice and brisk this morning. I absolutely love it. Still catching a little heat during the day, but these cool mornings and evenings are absolutely awesome. I'm going to go inside, go get some coffee, grab my day pack from inside that's always ready to go. My packs are always set and ready. Load it up into the van and head up the hill to Eureka Plumas State Park, or Plumas Eureka State Park. I always get it backwards and I go there all the time. But anyway, we're going to head up in that neck of the woods and we're going to cruise up, I think, to the top of Eureka Peak today. Go check out some views up there and enjoy a nice little 2 mile one way. So I think it's about 4, maybe a little over 4.2 when everything's said and done. But been in that area a lot throughout the years and have never ventured up there. So let's get that gear together and get some coffee going and head on out. All right, y'all, let's go. That's where my briquettes went. So far, it's been an amazing drive. Not too much traffic, kind of per usual. Especially this time of the year, getting into fall and stuff. You know, it's nice and balmy out. It's supposed to be a high of 74 today. Gonna be a bit breezy though. I guess we're gonna have about, I think it was 8 to 10 mile an hour winds with gusts up to possibly 15 or so. That's alright. I brought my microphones, so should be able to still get you all some clear audio. We're just kind of getting into the town of Gray Eagle now, about ready to head up the hill and get to our destination, at least to the trailhead anyhow. The trailhead starts at Eureka Lake. Possible thunderstorms and stuff on Wednesday, so it's nice that the weather's changing. I love this time of the year. Fall's probably one of my favorites. Definitely got to be a bit more alert, a little more this time of the year too. We are in hunting season now, and we've got bow hunters out this time of the year, going through September and everything. And then you've got your rifle season hunters that are out scouting and glassing and picking out their areas where they're going to be hunting and stuff next month. So definitely want to know where you're at and make yourself known and visible. Well, we just turned
on to the road out of Gray Eagle, heading up the hill here. So we should be at our destination, the trailhead, here shortly, and should be a wonderful day. Looking forward to it.
A few moments later.
All right, well, we've arrived. Got to Eureka Lake. The road wasn't too bad. They do suggest four-wheel drive and high clearance vehicles, but it was all fine. The van did fine. Just take it slow. Everything, it wasn't bad at all. It was about 1.3 miles to get back in here, but this lake is a pretty sweet little spot. And that wind is definitely picking up, so I'll be getting the microphones, I think, out today, especially once we get to the peak. But it's a cool little lake. Looks like there's somebody, whoever was in the other truck back here in the lot. Looks like he's out there doing a little fishing. Not a large lake, but it sure is pretty. Apparently no camping here either. There's no camping sites. It's like a day use area, so that's cool. Oh, they got a little picnic table down here at the beach. Kind of overlook the lake. Looks like we got 1.8 miles, they're saying, to the peak. Little info board if you want to pause and read that real quick. There's a lot of mining history here in this area. All right, folks, let's get to cruising. We'll be following this trail for about a mile, I believe. Mile 1.1, 1.2, and then we're gonna hook a left once we get to the old Jeep trail up here, and then it's about another half a mile or so to Eureka Peak, the North Peak, and then a couple
couple 100 feet below that is what they refer to as the South Peak. And then you get a little bit different view from that end, so we'll definitely be checking it all out. But so far the trail's nice, deep forest, lots of shade. I put my lightweight fleece on down there just because the wind was balmy and it was howling on the lake. It's not really warming up too much yet, but being in the forest here, but I'm sure once we get exposed and out in the sun, that'll change. And this time of the year, it's, like I said, around that shoulder season, so just the beginnings of it. And the weather's been a little bit unsettled this year, which is actually good. We've had a lot of pop-up thunderstorms pretty much all summer long up here in the Sierras. And just, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, we had over 2,000 strikes, lightning strikes, that came through the storms and popped off a ton of small fires all over the place. Luckily, little stuff, some stuff that they had to get out and do a little bit of management on, and some other stuff that they were able to just kind of monitor and let it do its thing. And I don't even think some of those reached even an acre, so mainly they were solitary trees. Yeah, we're gonna just keep on cruising on, see if we can spot any critters. It's that time of the year again. They start getting ready for winter and a little bit more movement and less people out, so we'll keep our eyes peeled. All right, cruise on. Well, that didn't take long. Had to shed that fleece after maybe 0.4, not even quite half a mile. Jumped right on out of that forest into the rocky exposed path. But we have a view of the peak right there where we're heading, and already getting some pretty nice views out here. You can kind of see the lake down below us already. Pretty good elevation gain, real quick right out the gate. And there's a trail behind us where we were coming from. Well, we just hit the junction. We'll be coming back in from that side, there to the left. We're gonna continue straight on ahead. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but this is a loop trail, so you can go out and back, or you can do the loop. The entire loop, like I said, is only 2 miles, if I remember correctly. I think it's 1.8 to the peak on the North Peak. If you hit the South Peak as well, it's 2 miles out, so 4 mile round trip. Just a short little jaunt for myself. I like normally doing more miles, but this is a cool trail that I've been wanting to get out on for quite a while, and it just never made the time, never took the time, always went other places. So we're here today. Thanks for coming along, y'all. And if you're new here, Welcome to Meandering Outdoors. This is what this channel is all about. Getting out and hiking and climbing peaks, doing through hikes. We did the Tahoe Rim Trail this year. I've done sections of the PCT. It's always been kind of a dream to do the whole thing. We'll see. We're making our way towards that, but definitely done portions of it and plan on doing more and taking you all along with me. We also do some car camping in the van, beach quests and stuff. Those of you that have been following along for a while, you know what kind of shenanigans we get into. We always have fun doing it, even when those little hiccups happen. We always persevere, look that adversity straight in the face, and always adapt and overcome and find some way of making things happen. These little forested areas, some of my favorite spots. Get in here, all the moss on the trees glowing in the sunshine. Just super cool, really pretty. A little shot of the elevation gain coming up here. We just kind of planed out, as you saw, and hit this little meadow up on top of the ridge line here, cruising across. What an absolutely gorgeous day, even with the wind. It's pretty sheltered right through here, but oh, it's just perfect weather. Couldn't ask for a better day. And we just hooked our left onto the old Jeep trail. Shouldn't be too far from the peak at this point.
This is actually the south peak here. It's just the shoulder of the mountain, but the highest point. You have to jump on some rock outcroppings off to the right or left to catch some views.
All right, well, little rock scramble, just getting to the top of the south peak here now. And oh my goodness, this wind is really cranking. Holy smokes, but the views are nice. Definitely glad I brought the microphones today, because there is no way you guys will be able to hear me at all with this wind going. But awesome views down in the canyon back there. Got a look at that. The Sierra Buttes old fire lookout there in the distance. That highest peak out there. Out there is also Mount Elwell that we'll be doing here maybe next week. Not sure yet. As we pan around, you can see that rocky outcropping there, and that is the North Peak. It's a couple 100 feet lower than where we're at now. It's a little more of a rock scramble to get out there, down in the canyon where we came from back there. Ooh, but holy smokes. Yeah, this wind is absolutely howling. I'm gonna get down off of this rock outcropping, back on the trail, cruising over there to the North Peak. Wow. Well, now that we're in a little bit of cover, back down to the trees here, boy, even with that dead mouse on the microphone, shows you how much that wind was pushing. It was still crackly. I just listened to the audio and I do apologize. Hopefully we can work that out in the future and kind of get that figured out. But man, it was enough that it was actually kind of throwing me off balance a little bit, just standing there on top of that rock outcropping there. That's how it goes. We're gonna go ahead and cruise on over here to the North Peak and scramble up there to at least get a view. We'll see how that all works out. Well, that in the distance there is Rock Lake. You can go check out a video that I did before. Put it up right here. Went and did a couple nights camping out there. It's one of my favorite spots to come out to and pack out to and camp. A lot of lakes in this area, a lot of alpine lakes that you can hike to and get out to. And then the last little bit was showing you the steep incline, and the bottom is a road down there. And this area where I'm standing is where a lot of runoff comes from. And from below, in early spring, you look up and it's a really cool cascading waterfall coming down the mountain right here. But yeah, just thought I'd stop and give you guys a little peek of that. It was just a little quick offshoot off the main trail. Let's get back to heading towards the North Peak. Well, just meandering along down the trail here. It looks like we've got some remnants of an old prospecting hole where they decided to try and see if they couldn't find some minerals here. Let's get up in here and see what's... That was a fairly decent hole they did there. I'm assuming they didn't find anything. I'm standing on top of the tailings now. They might have hit a little bit of something, because they definitely looks like they got in there probably about 10 feet deep or so. Must not have had any luck. All right, now we're approaching the North Peak here. Get on up here. See how this view looks. Gotta go ahead and get these trekking poles stowed away so we can do some rock scrambling here. Gonna have to have my hands free. There we go. Should make things a little bit easier. All right, let's get up there.
Okay, now we have the task of finding the best route. Looks like we're gonna scramble right through here. Looking like the best way. You can kind of see Eureka Lake down in there. Definitely not a spot here you want to slip. Got to put the trekking poles away. We're gonna kind of pick our way through these rocks here. Oh, the wind's giving us a little bit of a break in between. Gusts. Oh, wow. This is super awesome. What a view. What an absolutely killer view. This is a cool spot. Man, I mean, only a little over 7,000 feet, but just amazing. So freaking nice. Just another epic spot. And once again, all alone, all by ourselves. So awesome. I just love it. Just love it. Looked like the gentleman that was down here at the lake fishing this morning. Looks like he's gone. I don't really see anybody else around at the moment. Even down below from where we started. Super great meandering today. Didn't take very long. It's noon. Brought a couple snacks and water and stuff, but had a pretty good breakfast, so I'm not even really very hungry. Just gonna kind of hang out here for a little bit and enjoy the view, and we'll start heading back down. It's nice to have the wind died down just a little bit. We got a little bit of a break just because it's coming from the southwest is what I looked at. And being on the north peak here, we got a little bit of a buffer, so but I tell you what, when it's gusting, it's enough to kind of push you off balance a little bit. You got to pay attention. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll have to head down. There's a little bit more probably to see until we come back in on the left end of that loop there. And then it's kind of just backtracking back down to the lake down there where we started and everything. But thank you all for coming along, and go back and check out some of my other episodes. We have some great scenery, some great adventures we went on. Appreciate y'all. I'll catch up with you in a little bit. I'm gonna soak all this in for a little while. All right, see you in a minute. Can even see the van down there. Little tiny white speck. Just looking around and noticed that we got some modern day petroglyphs over here. People been up here and scratching their names in the rock. I will not be partaking in that. I prefer not adding any modern day anything. Like looking at the history and finding the old stuff. There are some old Native American petroglyphs up in this area that one of these days I'll see if I can't find again and take you all out there and show them to you. They've been manipulated and some of them unfortunately broken off and taken and scratched over the years, but came across them years ago back out here four-wheeling in the Jeep on the OHV trails. Pretty cool spot. There's still some that are untouched, but yeah, I'll have to see if I can't get you all out there one of these days. Nice little spring here. That is kind of the nice thing out here in this area. In the northern Sierras and the Lost Sierra area out here is the abundance of water. I always carry 2 liters with me pretty much no matter what. Why not? But it's always nice to know that you're gonna find water in most places. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Oh. From this side we get another little sneaky peek of Eureka Lake down in there. All right. Well, folks, that does it. We've completed the loop. We're back on the trek, back down to the trailhead where the van's parked. We've got a nice little overlook right here of Eureka Lake, so I think this is going to be a pretty nice spot to end it here. And one last little peek too at the north peak there. That's the last one we were up on top of, overlooking everything. Such great views. What did y'all think? Let me know in the comments down below. Appreciate y'all. So thanks again for everybody coming along. I hope you enjoyed this episode and meandering on up to Eureka Peak, hitting both ends of it. And that wind decided to pick up again now that I
want to close it out and talk to y'all, and I put my mic away, of course. But that's all right. But like I said, y'all, thanks so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you're new here, hope you enjoyed this episode as well. And feel free to go back and look at some of our other videos. I think this is going to be, I think we're up to video 34, episode 34 at this point. Not too bad. We've been in this for about 4 months and just trying to give my adventures to y'all, share as best I can, and just enjoying the journey, both through YouTube, showing all you guys this, and just being out here and doing my thing. Once again, like I said, appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed. I'm going to get cruising back to the van, grab a little snack, and start cruising down the roadway back to home, base camp, aka the homestead. So, all right, everyone. We'll catch you on the next one. And remember, the woods are for meandering. See y'all.